All right, let's talk about bulking and especially the anti bulking propaganda. Because, bro, if you have not been living under a rock, you realize that there has been so much propaganda against bulking. And you might actually be one of them clicking on this video to go right in the comments that actually bulking only makes you fat. Wait, I'll get to this in a second. But first of all, we have to talk about something. Now, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad, and I've been training for 4 years now consistently. And of course, I've made so many mistakes. Like, for 4 years, I could have made so much more progress, but I didn't because I made so many mistakes, which is where I talk up from, Like, I talk from experience, like sharing my experience and sharing what actually works. So, bro, let's talk about bulking. Basically, the reason so many people hate on bulking because most people have the wrong perception of bulking. Because when I say this guy went on a bulk and then after 6 months or no, whatever, when someone went on a bulk, what do you think? You think someone just ate everything in sight and just got fat? And of course, he gained strength and everything, but he just got fat and became a fat chud. Okay, that's what most people think. Bulking equals eating anything, just an excuse to get fat. That's what actually most people think. But you don't have to bulk that way. And before people say, actually, the difference in a surplus between maintenance, I'll get to you guys. You science-based guys, I'll get to you. Don't worry. But now let's talk about the simple stuff. Okay? When people talk about bulking, most people think bulking equal getting fat. But no. Bulking was never like like it's some of like in the old advice. Eat big to get big. But some people do it the wrong way. They eat so much more to the point that gaining weight so fast, so they end up getting fat, right? Because you can't build muscle at the same rate as you gain weight. No, no, no. Your muscle, like building muscle, is slow. It's like awfully slow, right? Especially as a natural and everything, it's slow. So, bro, when you bulk, you have to gain the weight slowly. Okay. So that basically would be eating in a slight surplus, so you're gaining the weight slowly while training consistently, everything, training hard and everything, right? We have to first understand that. And also, let's talk about, like, to the science-based guys. Look, bro, everyone who says actually you can build muscle at maintenance and you don't have to bulk, and they say actually according to the study and whatnot. Okay, these studies, bro, have been done in a small period of time, and it's been done on like certain individuals or whatever, right? Like there's one study that compared three people. Okay, there's people who ate at maintenance, 5% surplus and 15% surplus. Okay, and they did the study for 8 weeks, and the results there. One second. Alright, bro, someone was calling me, so I had to pause the video. Anyways, we're back. Let's talk about the study. Okay, so many people cite the study to like debunk bulking. Okay, there were three groups of people: people who ate at maintenance calories and people who ate at 5% surplus, 15% surplus. 5% surplus, like basically eating more to the point of gaining weight. 15, even eating even more. Okay, basically in the study, they compared all these three individuals and everything. Like there were groups of people. Okay, and then I'm not sure if they were groups or like individuals, but whatever, okay? Three types of people: maintenance, 5% surplus, small surplus, big surplus. Okay? They did this. And they did this in like 8 weeks. At the end, the results were just they all gained the same amount of muscle and everything, but the guys who had a bigger surplus gained more fat. And okay, we can understand that and everything. But 8 weeks. How much time is that? 2 months. 2 months of training and everything. Bro, when you first started, if you've been training for 2 months, you'll see that, okay, you're making progress, you're building muscle and everything. But if you're trying to build a significant amount of muscle, you will have to bulk because you have to understand this. For example, let's talk about someone who's like 140 pounds lean. Okay, I'm not sure how much that is in like kilograms. Maybe about 60, 50, I don't know, 60 something, 50 something. Okay, 140 pounds, and he's like skinny. Okay, skinny lean, 140 pounds. And his dream physique or his goal is to get to 180 lean. Okay? And now look. Do you think he will get there by eating at maintenance to maintain his like body weight and everything at 140? He will get to 180? Do you think he will gain 40 pounds of muscle eating at maintenance? But the studies said like, look, bro, actually, in the real world, bro, do you think that actually work? Because, bro, you realize that, okay, after a certain point that you've been training for a while, you start plateauing. Because now you need a proper plan, okay? And, bro, let me share with you one of my biggest mistakes, which was not bulking enough. Because bulking, it's kind of hard, okay? Especially for someone like me. I used to be fat in the past and I was, struggled with fat loss and everything. Of course, after I lost the fat, I understood how it worked and everything, but I had, like a bad, like past trauma or like bad feeling when it comes to gaining weight and everything, okay? So I would not really like the bulk, basically, okay? But most of the progress that I made in my fitness journey was through bulking. Like, obviously, throughout the video, I'll put like my progress pictures and everything, and you see for yourself. Most of the progress that I've made in terms of strength, muscle, and all was through bulking. Like, bro, genuinely, I remember I was 62 kilograms in 2023, like peak cut 2023, okay? And I could only do like 1 or 2 pull-ups max, okay? And now, recently I've ended like a big cut 2026, like 3 years later, and now I'm out at around 67 kilograms. 67. Okay, 67 kilograms. And actually, right now, I'm 69. And I can do weighted pull ups. Like, okay, I know it's not something crazy, okay? But I could do weighted pull ups for like 11 reps, 12 reps, which is honestly like, I'm at a heavier weight and I can do even more. At my peak, I could do like pull ups when I was 80 kilograms peak bulk, okay? But the method to like gain strength, gain muscle, and everything is through bulking. I know, like, that example wasn't like the best example in terms of all of that, but gaining muscle and all, you have to actually bulk. Trust me, bro. There's no way about it. You have to actually bulk. And how do you actually bulk properly? Actually, before we get to that, that would be like the last point. Before we get into that, we have to understand that all the big dogs, all like the big guys, science-based lifters, even like the science-based, they all recommend eating in a slight surplus because when you're eating at maintenance, what happens? There's barely any room for error. Because, bro, honestly, I don't care what the studies. Your physique checks out, bro. Okay, this study and this study. Bro, look. At the end, what do they say? Eat in a slight surplus so you can, have like more room for error and actually build muscle and everything. And look, even the science agrees that eating in a slight surplus would be the best to maximize muscle growth, but you will gain some fat, which is okay if you think about it, because muscle is like really valuable, okay? Like in terms of like body and all, it's kind of expensive, right? Building muscle and all. Yeah. So, bro, the method will always be through bulking. Please don't fall for the anti-bulking propaganda, because you might fall for it and try, and in 6 months you realize that, oh, I've made zero progress. I've been going in circles and just, yeah, bro, anti-bulking, yeah, studies, yeah. Because generally, bro, you realize that. And now, what's the method to actually bulk properly? Basically, eating more to the point that you're gaining weight slowly, while training consistently, training hard, training to failure, doing enough volume, recovering, all of that. And that would be the method. Get how much to gain a month or whatever, 1 to 2 kilograms a month. Bulk for the next 6 months, whole year, and you'll make some good progress. Genuinely, bro. You could, okay, if you don't believe me or whatnot, do both. Try maintaining your weight and everything and see how much progress you'll actually make, and try bulking in a proper way where you're gaining the weight slowly and everything, and see how much progress you'll make like that. Okay, bro, this is the video. Lock in. If you want more help from me, you can DM me on Instagram for free advice or coaching, or you could check out the first link in the description, which is my private community where you get the low-key jacked course and more access to me. And other than that, I'll see you in the next video, brother. Whoosh.